Hello, listeners. We've missed you. After a 1 year hiatus while I was out having a baby, we are excited to be back with a new season of collaborative endeavors. Beginning next month, we will be dropping fresh episodes, starting with a 3-part series featuring Major General Greg Martin, who recently released his memoir, The Bipolar General: My Forever War with Mental Illness. Joined by UIC Professor of Psychiatry, Dr. Alex Liao, we will discuss common concepts in bipolar disorder and how they can manifest in real life as the general recounts the highs and lows of his struggle with bipolar 1 and his road to recovery. To give you a taste of what is to come, here is General Martin recounting a time when an incident of reward hypersensitivity dramatically disrupted his social and circadian rhythms.
The one that comes to mind first is the trip in June of 2014 to go to my son Patrick's Special Forces graduation at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. So we were in DC and we had to drive. It's about six hours or so down to Fort Bragg. So I had gone out early that morning and done PT, physical training. And I was still in my gym clothes when the president of the National Defense University Foundation Board, he walked by our house and he saw me. He said, "Hey, General Martin, the board is meeting right now. I know you're going on this trip, but could you just come over and say a few words? They'd love to see you. They'd love to hear from you. Just say hi, 5 minutes, and then head out and get ready for the trip." I said, "Yeah, I'd love to do that," not thinking there was any danger involved. And so we were supposed to leave for Fort Bragg at 9:00. That was the plan. So I walked with the president over to the meeting room and had a cup of coffee. Everybody's in business suits. I'm in my gym clothes. So I'm dressed improperly, but I thought it was worth it to say hi to them. So I start talking, and I knew I was only supposed to talk for like 5 minutes, 10 at the most. And I just couldn't stop talking. That reward urgency, I just thrived. And I got dopamine rushes and endorphin rushes by talking to these people who were interested and, believed in me as their leader and that kind of thing. So I kept talking and talking, didn't realize that I had gone on for about a half an hour. And then finally, the president pulled me aside and said, "Hey, sir, we got to start the meeting. You got to go home and get ready for your trip. So thanks a lot. That was great." Everybody clapped. And I walked out the door. Well, then I start seeing students and faculty members and interns and administrative staff. And I was so charged up that there was this positive urgency that I had to talk more. And I had to say hi to everybody. And I had to tell them about Global Security University and how it was the key to world peace. And this was a brilliant idea that was going to take National Defense University and the Department of Defense to the next level. And I literally roamed around the half dozen college university buildings, just going into classrooms and taking over and giving a little lecture. And this went on. I didn't have my cell phone with me. I lost total track of time. I didn't really know where I was. I just knew I was loving it and I was having a blast and I was so happy and so intensely manic. Then suddenly my aide, who was a young naval officer, he came running up to me. He said, "Sir, I've been looking for you for hours. I had no idea where you were. Maggie's been calling me. She needs to know where you are. She's in a panic because you were supposed to leave hours ago on your trip. Sir, you have to come with me." And he grabbed me and he basically dragged me back to our house, which was on the base. And Maggie was furious. She was so mad at me. We were supposed to leave at 9. It's now 4 p.m. And we have a long drive in front of us. And now we have rush hour traffic in Washington, D.C. And she's like, "I can't believe you did that. That's so rude. That's so inconsiderate." And now I'm, trying to, okay, how do I avoid the negative urgency of getting, yelled at by my, wonderful wife? And my son Connor was there. And he's like, "Dad, I can't believe you did that. That was so selfish and so wrong." And so finally I said, "Well, I have to go pack for the trip and get some food because I hadn't eaten all day and nothing." And Maggie said, "No, I've got food in the car and I've got clothes for you. Just get in." And so we started driving, and then things kind of settled down, and then I started furiously doing stuff on my phone, tons of emails and messages and all that, calling people. And then the phone started running out of juice. I said, oh my God, I have to have a phone. I'm a 2-star general. I'm the president of NDU. And so I said, you have to pull over at a place and I need a new phone charger for the car. And so then that killed another 20, 30 minutes. And, but I got it. I'm doing my texting and everything. And then there was road construction. Now we're in a huge traffic jam. And Maggie's going, following the rules in the traffic. And I said, get off the road, go into that construction road, just go pass all these cars. And I said, I was just urgent. I said, if you're not going to do it, I'll do it. Let me drive. And she said, no, the cops will pull us over. And I said, yeah, let them pull us over. I'll tell them I'm a general and I'm going to a graduation at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and they'll let us go. She said, you're crazy. They won't let us go. We finally drove all the way there. I was mostly manic. I had totally succumbed to all the urgency. It had completely disrupted the social rhythm. And then it completely annihilated my circadian rhythm because I didn't sleep for 10 seconds that night. I was up all night, out power walking, to the gym early, talking to people on the phone. We missed my son's graduation party. We made it to his graduation the next day, but it was terrible.
Listen in throughout the month of November to hear more stories from General Martin and learn more about the valuable role everyday people, and some not so everyday people, play in informing better mental health interventions, approaches to care, and teaching us how we can be more supportive friends, family, and neighbors.